Maria held her daughter Lily tightly as she rushed through the glass doors of the busy office building, her heart pounding in her chest, Lily's small hands clutching her coat. It was early morning, but the office was already buzzing with activity. Phones rang, keyboards clicked, and people hurried past each other. Maria had never planned to bring her daughter to work. But this morning had been different. Lily's daycare had suddenly closed because of a water leak, and Maria had no one to leave her with. She could not afford to miss work, not today, not ever. Maria's eyes scanned the office as she tried to keep Lily quiet, hoping no one would notice. She whispered softly, "It's okay, Lily. Mommy is here. Don't worry." At first, Maria thought she could manage. She set Lily down in a quiet corner near her desk, giving her a small toy to play with while she opened her laptop. But just as she began typing, she felt the office door swing open with a loud bang. Everyone froze. Her boss, Mr. Craven, walked in, his face red with anger. He noticed Maria immediately. "Maria, what is that? Is that a child?" His voice boomed across the office. Heads turned. Whispers filled the room. Maria's stomach tightened. "It's my daughter," she said, trying to keep her voice steady. "Her daycare is closed. I had no choice." "No choice?" Mr. Craven shouted, pacing in front of her desk. "This is an office, not a playground. You know the rules. Children are not allowed here." Maria's hands trembled. She held Lily closer to her chest. Her co-workers looked at her with mixed expressions, some sympathetic, some annoyed. Maria could feel their judgment like sharp knives. Her eyes filled with tears, but she blinked them back. "I understand, sir," she said softly. "I just needed to. I just couldn't leave her alone. Please, I can still finish all my work." Mr. Craven shook his head violently. "No excuses, Maria. You've broken the rules. I'm afraid I have no choice. You're fired." The word hit her like a punch to the stomach. Fired, just like that. Her mind raced, trying to find a solution, a way to explain, a way to make him understand. But nothing came. She felt the walls of the office closing in, suffocating her. Maria picked up Lily, her heart aching. She looked around at the office, her desk, her computer, the files she had worked on for months. Everything felt suddenly meaningless. Her co-workers avoided her eyes, some whispering quietly, others shaking their heads. Maria didn't know who to look at. She could feel her dreams slipping away. She turned to leave, holding Lily close, each step heavy with fear and uncertainty. Outside, the cold morning air hit her face. She pulled Lily's small coat tighter around her shoulders. Her daughter's eyes were wide, innocent, and confused. "Mommy, why are we leaving?" Lily asked, her small voice trembling. Maria forced a smile. "It's okay, Lily. Mommy will figure it out. Don't worry, sweetie." But inside, Maria felt hopeless. How could she pay bills, feed Lily, and survive without her job? Just as she walked down the steps, her phone buzzed. It was a news alert about the office. The alert mentioned a new boss, someone just arriving at the company, someone different. Maria didn't know much, but she had heard rumors. This new boss, Mr. Anders, was known for being fair, kind, and wise. Could he help her? Could he understand why she brought Lily? The thought gave Maria a small spark of hope. But she also felt doubt. How many bosses cared about parents, about children? Most only cared about rules. Maria sat on a nearby bench, trying to calm Lily, who was now fidgeting with her small hands. The city bustled around them, but they were in their own world of worry and fear. Maria's mind raced. Should she try to talk to the new boss? Should she wait, hope, or keep looking for another job? Time seemed to move slowly. Every passerby reminded her of the office, the place she loved and feared at the same time. Her daughter leaned against her shoulder, and Maria whispered, "We can't give up, Lily. We won't give up." Suddenly, Through the tall glass windows of the office, Maria saw a figure walk in. A man with calm eyes, a kind smile, and an aura of confidence. Everyone stopped what they were doing to watch him. This was the new boss. Maria's heart skipped a beat. Could this be her chance? Could someone finally understand her struggle and give her hope? The audience is left on the edge wondering, will Maria meet the new boss? Will he listen to her story? Or will she lose everything she has fought for? The sudden dilemma was just beginning, and Maria's life was about to change in ways she could never imagine. Maria stepped onto the cold, crowded sidewalk, holding Lily tightly. The office doors closed behind her, and with that sound, it felt like a part of her heart had closed too. People walked past without noticing them, some staring briefly, some avoiding her eyes. She tried to calm her daughter, whose small hands clung to her coat like a lifeline. "Mommy, what's happening?" Lily's voice was soft, trembling with confusion. Maria forced a smile she didn't feel. "Nothing, sweetie. Mommy just has to figure something out, okay?" Her words were weak, but she wanted her daughter to believe them. They walked to a nearby park bench. Maria sat down, placing Lily on her lap. She watched the city move around her, cars honking, people talking on their phones, business suits rushing by. Everything seemed so fast, so cruel, as if the world didn't have time for a mother who had made one small mistake. Maria's mind raced. How could she explain to someone that she had no choice? How could she work when she had to care for her daughter too? The bills, the rent, the groceries, all of it pressed down on her like a heavy stone dash. She thought about the office. Her desk, her computer, the files she had worked on for months. She loved her job, and she was proud of her work. But now, that place, once a symbol of hope, had turned into a place of fear. And worst of all, it was her daughter who suffered. Lily fidgeted in her lap, clutching a small doll she had brought from home. Maria held her tightly, wishing she could shield her from the world's harshness. "I'll fix everything." "Lily, I promise," Maria whispered, even though she wasn't sure how. Hours passed. And Maria tried calling other offices, looking for temporary work. But every call ended the same way. "We are sorry, but we can't help," or "We are not hiring at this time." Her hope started to fade. People in the park watched them. Some gave sympathetic smiles, some glanced with annoyance. Maria could feel the weight of judgment pressing down on her. She looked down at Lily, whose eyes were wide and innocent. She couldn't let her daughter see her despair. Maria sighed and rubbed her forehead. She tried to plan. Maybe she could wait for the new boss to arrive at the office. Maybe he would be different. She had heard rumors about Mr. Anders, kind, fair, and understanding. Perhaps, just perhaps, he could help. The sun began to dip lower, casting long shadows across the park. The city lights flickered on, but they did little to warm Maria's spirit. She looked around, thinking about how many people went about their lives without ever noticing the struggles of someone else. Lily tugged at her sleeve. "Mommy, are we going to be okay?" Maria's throat tightened. How could she tell her daughter that she didn't know? That the world seemed too harsh for a mother trying to survive? She hugged Lily closer, whispering, "Yes, sweetie. We'll be okay. I promise we'll find a way." At that moment, a man walked past, glancing at them curiously. Something about him felt different. He didn't look like the others who hurried past without care. He stopped briefly, watching Maria and Lily. There was a kindness in his eyes that Maria hadn't seen in a long time. Maria's heart skipped a beat. Could this man be the new boss? Could he see her struggle and understand it? She wasn't sure, but something told her that maybe, just maybe, things could change. But doubt still crept in. What if he didn't care? What if the office was just like Mr. Craven, a place that punished those who tried to survive? Maria's stomach twisted with fear. She had worked so hard, yet one small mistake had cost her everything. The city grew darker as evening approached. Maria wrapped her coat around Lily and held her close. She whispered softly, "We won't give up, Lily. We have to stay strong. Something good will happen. I know it." The audience can feel her fear, her exhaustion, and her determination. They are left wondering, will Maria find help? Will the new boss notice her struggle, or is it too late? The struggle outside had only just begun, but Maria's heart refused to give up. Somewhere in the busy city and in the walls of her old office, hope waited, quiet but alive. And the first step toward a new beginning was about to arrive. The next morning, Maria woke early. Lily curled beside her on the small couch in their tiny apartment. The night had been restless. She hadn't slept well, thinking about yesterday, about the firing, the fear, and the uncertainty that now hung over their lives. Lily rubbed her eyes and whispered, "Mommy, are we still okay?" Maria held her daughter close. "Yes, sweetie. We'll be okay. I promise." But even as she said it, her heart felt heavy. How could she promise something she wasn't sure of herself? She got dressed and tried to think of a plan. She could not sit and wait all day. Money was tight, and bills were coming. She decided to walk past the office. Maybe, just maybe, she could see the new boss, Mr. Anders. She didn't know if he had arrived yet, but rumors had spread in the office that he was coming today. Maria didn't even know what he looked like. All she knew was that he had a reputation for being fair and kind, qualities that were rare in her experience. Maria held Lily's hand as they walked through the city streets. She saw people in suits rushing past, cars honking, the usual busy noise of the city. Her stomach twisted with worry. What if the new boss didn't care? What if she had already lost her chance? Meanwhile, inside the office, Mr. Anders had arrived. He was quiet but observant, moving calmly through the busy office. His eyes scanned the employees, taking in their expressions, their work, their attitudes. He was not a man who shouted orders or demanded respect through fear. He listened, he watched, and he understood. Employees whispered among themselves, "That's the new boss, he's different." Others nodded nervously. Anders had a presence that made people stop and pay attention, even if they did not want to. Back outside, Maria and Lily paused near the office building. Maria hesitated. Should she go in? What if he saw her and thought she was just another troublemaker? She glanced at Lily's small face, innocent and trusting, and knew she had no choice. She had to try. She entered the lobby quietly, Lily clutching her hand. The office was busy, but the atmosphere was calmer than she remembered. She felt nervous as she walked past rows of desks. Then she saw him, the new boss, Mr. Anders. He was standing near the reception area, talking quietly to someone, but when he looked up, his eyes met Maria's. There was a spark of recognition, though they had never met. Anders could see her exhaustion, her worry, and the small child in her arms. He did not frown or scold. Instead, he smiled slightly, a kind smile that made Maria's chest tighten. "Can I help you?" he asked gently, his voice calm and welcoming. Maria swallowed hard, her mind racing. Could she trust him? She nodded, her voice shaking. I'm Maria. I used to work here. Yesterday, I was fired." Anders listened carefully, his expression calm. Maria explained everything. Why she had brought Lily, why she had no one to leave her with, how she had tried to manage her work, and how much she loved her job. She didn't hide anything, not even her fear or tears. Lily tugged at Maria's coat, looking up at the man. Anders crouched slightly to meet the little girl's eyes. "Hello, Lily," he said softly. She blinked, unsure of this new stranger, but the warmth in his voice made her relax a little. Maria looked at him, her heart pounding. Could this man really be different? Could he understand? Her stomach twisted with hope and fear at the same time. Anders straightened up and spoke to Maria. "I see. Thank you for being honest. I need to know the truth about my employees, and you have shown courage and care. That is important to me." Maria's eyes widened. She wanted to believe him but feared disappointment. Do you mean you might?" She couldn't finish the sentence. Anders smiled gently. "Let's talk inside. I want to know more about you, about your work, and about your dedication. Sometimes the rules need to meet the heart." Maria felt a small flickering spark of hope. The audience could feel it too. A chance, a mysterious opportunity that could change everything for her. And Lily. She held Lily close and followed him into a private office. The future was still uncertain, but for the first time in days, Maria felt that maybe, just maybe, she had a chance. And outside, the city continued to move fast. Unaware that a mother's life was about to change forever, Maria walked slowly past the office building, holding Lily's small hand tightly. Her mind was a storm of worry and hope. She had told herself she would not go back, not after yesterday's humiliation, but her heart refused to let go. She loved her job, and more importantly, she wanted a life for Lily that was stable and safe. The morning sun reflected off the glass walls of the office, and Maria paused for a moment, feeling the weight of her exhaustion pressing down on her shoulders. Lily tugged gently at her sleeve, sensing her mother's tension. "Mommy, are we going home now?" she asked softly. Maria shook her head. "Not yet, sweetie, let's just look." She wasn't sure what she meant, but she knew she couldn't stay away. She took a deep breath and pushed the office doors open quietly, hoping no one would notice. Inside, the office was busy. Phones rang, printers whirred, and employees moved from desk to desk. Maria stayed near the entrance, trying to remain invisible. But fate has a way of finding those who need it most. She turned a corner and suddenly bumped into a tall man. Lily squeaked in surprise and clutched her mother tightly. Maria looked up and froze. It was him, the new boss, Mr. Anders. He looked down at Maria and Lily with calm, kind eyes. There was no anger, no judgment, only curiosity. "Maria?" he asked softly. Maria's heart skipped a beat. "Why, yes. I'm Maria," she stammered. I work here. I was fired yesterday." Her words tumbled out in a rush, trembling with fear and hope at the same time. Anders nodded, still calm. "I've heard something about that. Can you tell me what happened?" Maria took a deep breath. She explained everything, how the daycare had closed, how she had no one to leave Lily with, and how she had tried to manage her work while caring for her daughter. She did not hide her fear, her tears, or her worry. Lily sat quietly, holding her small doll, watching the man closely. Anders listened without interruption. His expression was thoughtful, not judgmental. "I see," he said finally. "It takes courage to be honest, and it takes strength to care for someone else while trying to do your job. That is not a weakness, Maria." Maria blinked, unable to believe what she was hearing. Most bosses would have scolded her, dismissed her, or ignored her completely. But this man, he seemed different. Her chest tightened with hope, a feeling she had not allowed herself in days. Lily tugged at her mother's sleeve. "Mommy, he's nice," she whispered. Maria nodded, hugging her close. She felt a small spark of courage ignite inside her. Anders crouched slightly to be at Lily's level, smiling warmly. "Hello, Lily. It's nice to meet you," he said. Lily's eyes widened at his kindness. She was still shy, but she relaxed slightly, letting him see her small smile. Maria felt a wave of relief wash over her. Could this man really be the chance she had been waiting for? She wanted to trust him, but the fear of disappointment still lingered. I just want a chance to work, sir," she said softly. "I love my job and I don't want to lose it. Or my life for Lily." Anders stood straight, his gaze steady and calm. "I understand, Maria. Rules are important, yes, but compassion is stronger. I want to know more about your work, your dedication, and how you manage the challenges you face. Sometimes the heart teaches lessons that rules cannot. Maria's eyes filled with tears. But this time they were not just from fear, they were from hope, from relief, from the possibility that someone finally understood. She nodded, gripping Lily's hand tightly. Anders smiled once more, a gentle, reassuring smile. Let's step inside my office. I want to talk to you privately. We will find a solution together. As Maria followed him, Lily stayed close, her small hand in her mother's. The office, once a place of fear and shame, now felt different. There was a sense of possibility in the air, a chance for change, a chance for hope. The audience can feel the suspense rising. What will Anders decide? Will Maria get her job back? Or is this just a fleeting moment of hope in a world that has been unkind? For Maria and Lily, the unexpected encounter was the first step toward a new beginning, one that neither of them could have predicted. And in that quiet, simple moment, the audience realizes that sometimes life's greatest changes come from the smallest chances. After the unexpected encounter with Mr. Anders, Maria felt a mixture of relief and nervousness. She had been given a chance to speak, but she knew that words alone could not secure her future. She had to prove herself, not just as a worker, but as a mother, as a human capable of strength and perseverance. The next day, Maria returned to the office early. Lily held her hand, her small face serious, as if she understood the importance of this day. Maria felt her daughter's gaze, and it gave her courage. "We can do this, Lily," she whispered. "Just stay close to me." Inside, the office was alive with the usual noise, ringing phones, typing keyboards, and murmurs of coworkers. But Maria noticed something different. There was a quiet tension in the air. The employees had heard about the new boss, and some were watching her closely, curious to see what would happen. Maria began her day with her usual diligence. She checked emails, prepared reports, and handled calls efficiently. But this time, her heart was heavier with meaning. Every action mattered more than ever. She knew that Mr. Anders was observing, perhaps quietly, perhaps silently, but every effort counted. Meanwhile, Anders walked through the office. He did not make a scene. He did not demand attention. Instead, he watched. His eyes followed Maria's every move. He noticed how carefully she listened to clients, how patiently she handled difficult calls, and how she treated her coworkers with respect. Her dedication was clear, but so was her struggle. During a brief break, Maria stepped outside with Lily, who clutched a small snack tightly in her hand. A coworker passed by and whispered, "Do you think she'll get her job back?" Maria shook her head but smiled faintly. She didn't know the answer, but she refused to show fear. Back inside, Anders continued his quiet observation. He asked subtle questions to other employees, gathering insight into Maria's work ethic, her commitment, and her character. He did not judge based on yesterday's mistake. He judged based on her courage, her honesty, and her heart. Hours passed. Maria's arms ached from holding Lily when she fidgeted. Her mind strained from multitasking, and her stomach growled from skipping breakfast. Yet, she persevered. Each task completed, each client helped, each small success was a statement that she belonged in this office, that she deserved her place, that her dedication could not be measured by a single rule broken at one point. A complicated report arrived. Maria's fingers flew over the keyboard, correcting numbers, organizing data, and formatting charts. She noticed a mistake in the client's file that no one else had seen. She corrected it quickly and calmly. Anders, who had been passing by, paused and watched her quietly. His eyes reflected understanding, a recognition of talent, intelligence, and integrity. When lunchtime arrived, Maria prepared a small meal for Lily in the office kitchenette. Some coworkers watched, skeptical. Others were impressed. Maria smiled at Lily, who hugged her tightly. "Mommy, you're doing so well," she whispered. Maria's heart swelled. Every small gesture mattered. Every act of care and skill was a testament to her strength. By mid-afternoon, Anders had made a decision. He called Maria into his office. Her heart raced, and Lily squeezed her hand. Maria's stomach twisted with anticipation. She had done everything she could, but would it be enough? Anders gestured for her to sit. "Maria," he began, his voice calm and firm, "I have been watching your work. I have seen your dedication, your patience, and your courage. I have also seen your love for your daughter. These qualities matter more than a single rule broken. You have proven yourself. You belong here." Maria blinked, unable to speak. Tears filled her eyes, but this time they were not from fear or despair. They were tears of relief, hope, and triumph. Lily hugged her tightly, giggling softly. The audience feels the suspense resolve gradually. Maria has been tested, and she has passed. But the story is not over. The final triumph and new beginning are yet to come. This part shows the strength of human character, perseverance, and empathy. It keeps viewers engaged, rooting for Maria and Lily, and anticipating the ultimate resolution. The office was buzzing with quiet curiosity as Maria walked toward Mr. Anders' office. Lily held her hand tightly, sensing her mother's nervous energy. Each step felt heavy with anticipation. Maria had worked hard, shown patience, and stayed honest. But now the final moment had come. Would it be enough? Mr. Anders was seated at his desk, calm and composed. He gestured for Maria and Lily to sit. Maria felt her heart pound in her chest. Lily climbed onto her lap, clutching her small doll for comfort. Maria's palms were sweaty, but she tried to sit tall and steady. Showing courage she didn't completely feel, "Maria," Anders began. His voice gentle yet firm, "I have observed your work and your dedication. I have listened to your story and seen the challenges you face. I also noticed how much love and care you show your daughter. These qualities are more important than any rule you may have broken." Maria's breath caught. Could this really be happening? After everything, someone finally saw her courage, her dedication, and her heart. She blinked, holding Lily closer, and Anders continued, "I am introducing a change. Our company will adopt policies to help working parents starting today. Flexibility, support, and understanding will no longer be exceptions. This is the future I want for my team." Maria felt tears sting her eyes. Flexibility, support, understanding. Words she had dreamed of hearing but never imagined could come true. She looked at Lily, whose wide eyes mirrored hope and wonder. The little girl tugged at her mother's sleeve and whispered, "Mommy, is this real?" Maria nodded, a smile breaking across her face. "Yes, sweetie. It's real. We're going to be okay." Anders stood and walked around the desk. "Maria, I am offering you your position back, with benefits that will help you care for Lily while continuing your work. You have proven that rules alone cannot measure value. Compassion, effort, and skill matter most." Maria gasped, tears rolling down her cheeks. She tried to speak, but no words came. Lily clapped her small hands, giggling with joy. Maria hugged her daughter tightly, feeling the weight of the past days lift from her shoulders. As Anders looked on, Maria's co-workers slowly gathered, watching the scene unfold. Some had been skeptical, some curious, but now their faces showed admiration. They saw not only Maria's courage but also Anders' fairness and humanity. The office atmosphere began to change in subtle ways. Whispers of respect and support filled the air. Over the next few hours, Maria returned to her desk. She organized files, answered calls, and completed reports with renewed energy. Every click, every word, every effort was now infused with confidence and hope. The employees around her noticed the difference. They began to smile, nod, and offer small gestures of encouragement. The office, once tense and judgmental, was slowly transforming into a space of collaboration and support. Lily played quietly nearby, occasionally glancing at her mother and smiling. Maria felt a sense of calm she hadn't experienced in days. She realized that this turnaround was more than just getting her job back. It was a new beginning, a chance to show the world that humanity, care, and perseverance could overcome obstacles. By late afternoon, Anders called another brief meeting. "Today is the start of something different," he said, addressing the office. "Our policies now support parents, workers, and everyone who shows dedication and heart. Let us build a workplace that reflects the best of humanity." The employees cheered softly, a mix of surprise and excitement. Maria felt a hand on her shoulder and turned to see a colleague smiling warmly. "I'm proud of you," he said quietly. Maria nodded, tears threatening to fall again. She realized that her struggle had not only changed her life, but also inspired others. When the day ended, Maria gathered her things. She looked around the office and felt a sense of belonging that she had not felt before. Lily skipped beside her, her small voice filled with joy. "Mommy, we did it!" Maria smiled, holding her daughter close. "Yes, Lily, we did it. This is just the beginning." The audience feels relief, joy, and hope. The suspense of whether Maria would succeed has been answered, but the story leaves them with inspiration, showing that compassion, courage, and perseverance can transform lives. The next morning, Maria walked into the office with Lily by her side. The sun shone brightly through the tall windows, casting light on the desks and the busy employees. But today, everything felt different. The air was lighter, warmer, and filled with possibility. Maria held her daughter's hand tightly, feeling a sense of pride she had not felt in a long time. Her coworkers noticed immediately. Some smiled, some whispered quietly, and others gave her small nods of respect. They had watched the transformation unfold, Maria's courage, her perseverance, and the fairness of Mr. Anders. The office, once cold and tense, now felt alive with collaboration and hope. Maria settled at her desk, arranging her files and preparing for the morning tasks. Lily placed her small backpack beside her and began playing quietly with her doll. The child's laughter, soft and gentle, echoed through the office, bringing smiles to everyone who passed by. Maria's heart swelled. For the first time in days, she felt that everything was falling into place. Mr. Anders approached her desk, his calm presence comforting. "Good morning, Maria," he said. "I wanted to check in. How are you and Lily feeling today?" Maria smiled, her eyes shining with gratitude. "We feel happy, sir. Thank you for giving us this chance." Anders nodded, his expression serious but kind. "You've earned it, Maria. Your dedication, honesty, and perseverance have shown everyone the value of heart and courage. I hope others see that too." Throughout the day, Maria worked diligently. She answered calls, prepared reports, and helped her coworkers when needed. Every task felt meaningful now. She was not just completing work. She was showing that determination and integrity could overcome any obstacle. Lily wandered around nearby, sometimes climbing onto a chair to watch her mother work. Some employees smiled at the sight, offering small gestures of kindness. One of them brought a small toy for Lily, another offered her a snack. Maria noticed these small acts and felt a surge of hope. The office was changing, not just for her, but for everyone. By midday, Anders called a short meeting for all employees. The team gathered in the main area, curious about what he would say. Anders spoke clearly and calmly, his voice carrying across the room. "Today is a new beginning," he said. "We are creating a workplace that values humanity, compassion, and dedication. We support parents, caregivers, and anyone who shows commitment, honesty. Let this be the example of what our company stands for." The employees listened, some nodding, some smiling, some whispering to each other. Maria felt tears in her eyes. This was more than a policy change. It was a shift in culture, a triumph of kindness over fear. She held Lily close, feeling the warmth of hope and accomplishment. Later in the afternoon, Maria walked down the office corridor to deliver a set of reports. She noticed co-workers pausing to offer encouraging words. "You're amazing. Maria, it's good to see you back. You inspire me." Each phrase made her heart beat faster. She realized that her struggle had not only secured her place, but had also inspired others to act with fairness and compassion. As the day drew to a close, Maria packed her things. Lily clutched her hand, skipping beside her. "Mommy, today was perfect," she exclaimed. Maria smiled, tears welling in her eyes. "Yes, Lily, today is just the start of something wonderful." She looked around the office, seeing a space filled with respect, understanding, and warmth. She felt proud of herself, proud of the life she was building for her daughter, and grateful for the kindness of a boss who saw her heart. Walking out of the office, Maria held Lily close. The city outside felt bright, alive, and full of possibilities. She whispered to her daughter, "We made it, Lily. We're safe, we're together, and we have a future." Lily hugged her tightly. "I love you, Mommy," she said softly. Maria smiled, tears rolling down her cheeks. "I love you too, sweetie, always." The audience is left with a sense of triumph and inspiration. Maria's courage, honesty, and perseverance have led to a happy ending, not only for her and Lily but for the entire office. It shows the power of human empathy, compassion, and resilience. In the end, Maria realized that life could be harsh, rules could be strict, and fear could weigh heavily on the heart. But with courage, honesty, and kindness, humans could change even the coldest spaces into places of hope and warmth. And that is the ultimate HFY moment, when humanity, against all odds, shines brightly.